Okay. Hello. Good evening, everybody. Yep, it's your superstar host again, Samuel Abraham. And I am as usual, excited to be back tonight on the Morning Leadership Show, podcast, if you want to call it that, or program, as the case may be. All the same, is a privilege to do this again. A very, very big privilege to do this again. So this is the second episode of the second season of this amazing podcast. Wow, this freemium product has really been banging, giving out premium information for free. Gotten a lot of feedback on lessons have been very, very much, very helpful in helping brands and organizations realize their potentials. That is very, very important. That is why we are here. It's called Money Leadership for a reason. And how we are doing? I hope we are fine. So before I proceed, yes, me giving a big shout out to everybody at the SCGSC brand. It's not been easy for us trying to ensure we are running very fast and accurate this very year so that we can have rest when time comes for holiday, right? Throughout last December, we're very busy, very, very busy. While others were resting because we know that there's so much work to be done. Of course, having in mind that our coaching programs are kicking off soon in the SA University, of which Money Leadership is one of them. The SA consultancy brand, that's the global leadership consultancy, is like the umbrella body for them all. Linked with the university linked to it and every other product linked to the university. Of course, the SA consultancy brand also have other activities like the consulting and other soft service we offer. So basically, it has been very busy for us. And big shout out to everyone at the SCGSC brand, those that work with us directly and indirectly, those in contract and in full, like the full staff and the contract staff. Thank you so much. And yes, shout out to you through listening. You all that have been the reason we keep doing this, and our intention to make life better and easier for everybody by bringing pragmatic and premium information to your doorstep. It's something that is very exciting, and happy to do this again. So for those who don't know about the Money Leadership Podcast, I'll just go ahead and do a brief introduction. So the ML, as the Money Leadership Program, is a weekly podcast where we explore, the role of leadership in achieving success in business and life. Every Wednesday, we invite expert guests. For this particular season, I've been handling it for a very, very long time. We may or may not invite people. Of course, I'm well versed to be on this show. That is why I started it, of course, being very much into prestigious leadership programs, graduated as best graduating student, and bringing in others is just to bring more perspective and different opinions or better opinions. But that being the case, we'll keep doing that. But for now, I'll be handling the stuff right here. That being said, we'll basically share insight and experiences on what it takes to be an effective leader, all right? And through candid conversations and practical lessons, we aim to provide valuable guidance for anyone looking to improve their leadership skills, regardless of their current position or financial situation. We also review the latest news and developments in the world of leadership, highlighting both best and poor performance to help you learn from the success and mistakes of others. So this is a clarion call for you to join us on this journey every Wednesday as we delve into the world of leadership and discover what it takes to, make a positive impact in your personal and professional life every Wednesday on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor, Amazon Music, and every other podcast outlet. So this is logo for the Global Leadership Consultancy brand, the umbrella body for everything that we do. And so that's it. So before we continue, that takes us to the announcement and disclaimers. So this is a freemium product, and this announcement is highly tied to every of our freemium podcast affiliate products. Okay, so just like every other of our product, like the money market and the money business, Money Leadership is an 100% based education podcast and an information-driven platform. So we are not liable for any damage that will occur from what you implement, from what you learn here, because we cannot ascertain surely how you put to practice what you learn. And for that reason, we encourage you to do your own research, carry out due diligence, and if you have any questions, reach out. We have advanced programs, of course. That one you can hold us liable, right? Because we're going to hold you by your hands. It's basically a 100% practical hands-on program. That's the extension of money leadership. That's the leading economics coaching program is 6 weeks. We'll talk about that towards the end of the program. But until then, just take these announcements to heart, do your research. But information here are premium, but that doesn't stop you from carrying out your due diligence. That aside, we are not to be able for any damage that will occur. Okay, I just introduced the Money Leadership podcast already, and so just go to a start now. What are my leadership lessons for the week? So every single week we discuss lessons that could be implemented, can be implemented, should be implemented. Till we meet again on next week Wednesday, right? So it's the 7 days long lessons that are very, very pragmatic and easily achievable. So number one here is that you should recognize and reward good performance and behavior. So you are leading a team, of highly, in fact, the motivation is quite varied, but a very large extent they are highly motivated. I'm assuming that now. So, and these people have different opinions, they have different views of life, but for the moment being, they decide to work under you and allow you to lead them. So the least you can do to show appreciation is to recognize and reward their performance, recognize and reward their behavior. Recognition and rewards creates room for people to do more. In fact, it boosts their morale to become more competent because they know that, okay, what I'm doing is good, and the person I'm working for, I'm looking up to, appreciates it. So it means I can do better, or at least keep my level of delivery at that particular, that particular level of efficiency or effectiveness. So basically, you need to show recognition and reward for good performance and behavior. You should not delay it. This is another way of showing gratitude, saying thank you. I see what you're doing. Please, most people, actually, most bosses think because they pay some. Let's take pay jobs into consideration. They think because they pay, that is enough gratitude. Come on, that is anybody can do that. Honestly speaking, anybody can pay staff. But you take it to the next level by showing gratitude, like heartfelt gratitude for what been done. It could have been worse. They could have decided not to even deliver at the level they're delivering, and there's nothing you can do about it. The best you can do is to sack. And we all know how difficult it is to get in a very committed staff these days, the Gen Z generation. So it is something you should not take for granted. Create time, sit down and write down heartfelt appreciation, either in letters. If you're not a man of word, write them like of spoken word rather. Write them down and pass it across. Always show recognition and have a reward system where people, when they hit a particular landmark, their reward is automated, like they get quickly. Okay. So what basically here is that you should always show appreciation, give regular feedback, and give a worthy recognition for a job well done. Your recognition should not be clumsy and something that comes off as something that you have been forced to do or being compelled to do. Should be pure. Initially, if you have not been doing this before, I understand. When we're building characters, we start with incompetency. So if you have not been doing this before, you can just start it off a little by little. You start getting used and consciously free from every setbacks that come. It's basically a problem of programming. But here's me telling you, if you want more from people that work for you rather, and if you want more from the brand you are building, you should ensure you take recognition and reward for good performance as a basic necessity. If possible, do it every week, every month, but ensure it's consistent. All right, can be flexible too, but just show reward and recognition. There's no way you can bend it. People are doing great work with you and they deserve to be appreciated. So go ahead and show that recognition. So the second lesson for tonight is that you should be a good listener. Communication is a two-way thing. Well, because we are bosses, I myself I am, we find ourselves in positions where we are always compared to be the one speaking and not the one listening. It's almost by default. But at the end of the day, we actually do less through that system of operations because the communication is not effective. It's no longer two way. You are just talking and talking. You are not receiving signals. Even the signals you may be receiving may actually be deceitful because you are more focused on speaking. So here is me telling you to be a good listener at least 10 minutes a day. It will do a lot. You do a lot. Basically, we have 24 hours a day, everybody, and we spend much of that 24 hours at the workplace. Okay, so if you dedicate 10 minutes to listen attentively, like listen, not just hear, okay, you see the difference. And you know, at the end of the day, people don't really care how much you know because you like speaking, because you went to Ivy schools, big schools, or you have been in big projects and big programs. They actually they don't care how much you know. They once they know how much you care, and how much you care is a factor of how you are willing to listen. Everybody has something to say. Every single person has something to say. You should not be the one that is always speaking. Now, even your knowledge will be limited. There was a graph I saw that showed that people that are the lowest cadre in every organization have more information about what's going on, and that those who are sitting at the end of affair. The traditional system of working in silos. That's the organogram of organizations. Those at the top are very far away from the information, like things that are happening. And when you are not well equipped or informed about what's going on in the organization you claim you are building, you may not be making fast decisions. You'll be giving your competitors a chance to take over. So to avoid this, be a good listener, right? Be a very, very good listener. Take advantage of the information that uh, your employees are passing. Listen, grab them and work with them. I'm not saying you should spend all your day just listening, but uh, just take out time to do this. Be a good listener. Practice it once in a while. Call people, ask for their opinions, listen in meetings, listen. These people are working for you, are paying them for Christ's sake. So, of course, by default, they are working hard to ensure things work out. So, if you are paying them to make things work out and you are still the one still talking, it doesn't make any sense now. Sit down and listen and ensure you get what they're saying. That's why the communication is effective. Active communication is a big deal on its own. We have a course on that anyway. But that aside, let me just give you a tip. A very, very big hack here. So when you are being spoken to, the best way to know that you are flowing with the information being passed is for you to repeat what you heard to ensure that, okay, what I heard is what is being said. So you don't end up carrying a defective information. Hope you get what I'm saying. So that's basically my second lesson for the week. And the third lesson is that you should sign up to Leading Economics Coaching Program. I think I said this before. So it's a 6 weeks program and a hands-on program that is well designed for your profiting. So early is a 6-week coaching program designed to help individuals and executives cultivate strong leadership skills, right, for life, family, and business growth. This program is tailored to help you become a confident and very effective leader, both personally and professionally. And throughout the course, you learn how to communicate effectively. See, I was talking about communication. You can see it's very important because you are working with people and you have to talk. And talking effectively works. So, how to communicate effectively to your team and colleagues. Foster a positive and productive work environment, right? And build strong relationship with your family and loved ones. So it's more than business. It moves to life to our family, right? And of course, make informed and strategic decisions for your business, manage your time and resources efficiently, and so much more. So these top 5 are just what you definitely are guaranteed of getting to learn, and the other top suite, information you'll be getting access to when you sign up to this program. At the moment, we are actually keeping people at our waiting list. More information will pass there. And with the help of our experienced coaches, you develop skills and knowledge necessary to succeed as a leader in all areas of your life. So don't miss this opportunity, okay? Just enroll in the Leading Economics coaching program today. Go ahead and stay with us on the wait list. Send a DM and you'll be added up. And yeah, basically that's it. Just send a DM and you'll be added to the wait list and more information will be passed there. So I've shared my lessons for the week. And so what are the leadership related news, trends, and opinions? Honestly, for now, the news have been highly, highly political. We don't want to jump into that now. So I'll just skip that and go ahead and speak on the best leadership performance individuals and brands for the week. So I did a very thorough research this week, and I was thinking we can take advantage of the footballing world and what's going on there. Nassr, I hope I pronounced that right. Apologies to our Arab listeners. So basically, Nassr is a football club and is a Saudi Arabian football club based in Riyadh, and it was formed in 1955. That's almost 70 years, if no more. And the club plays its home games at Nassr Park. Their own colors are yellow and blue. At least you can see that from the designs here. So why did I choose them as the best leadership performance for the week? I'm giving big kudos to the whole management team over there, right, for doing something really significant in the footballing world and making history. I think that should work. But so they signed Cristiano Ronaldo recently from after he terminated his contract with the very prestigious English club, that's Manchester United, and that single action has turned the brand around. In fact, the reputation of the Saudi Arabian climate has actually increased even more than what they got from the highest player at the World Cup. So Riyadh Al Nassr actually took advantage of this opportunity. Of course, there were so many financial involvement, but that aside, history was made, and now the Saudi Arabian League is now to be televised on TV. This was not so initially. People were not attracted, but they saw someone of value, and they were, of course, they are well designed to they themselves are designed to put themselves in the world map, even the footballing world inclusive. And they decided to get someone who has that attraction, that following, and bring that person to their environment. And that singular act actually created room for them to become as popular, very, very attractive as a footballing club. That even other people, top players who have a big following too, are now looking forward to retiring in this club and in the Saudi Arabian League. This is massive for the new community of Saudi Arabia. Big kudos to the management, and this is something we should look forward to doing our businesses too. If we're selling products, we want to put ourselves up there. One of the finest ways to do that is through collaboration. Collaboration gives you an edge over every competitor. Just look at how the Saudi Arabian League has almost dwarfed the American League. This particular strategy was implemented back then too, where MLS, as the Major League Soccer of the United States of America, something that's very similar to the top 4 league or top 5 leagues, as the Spanish La Liga, English Premier Leagues, Italian Serie A, and I think the French League One. So very similar, and they suit players. They gave relevance to their own leagues at the MLS. Now Saudi Arabia is doing the same thing. And this time with one of the finest players to ever exist in the planet, to ever walked on the face of the planet. Multiple time Ballon d'Or winner, record breaker. Come on, this is massive, and for dragging dragging attraction, creating a room for them to become more relevant. I deserve the credit, and yes, me give them thumbs up. So basically, that's our best leadership performing brand for the week. And for the poor leadership performing brand for the week is the Central Bank of Nigeria. Jesus Christ. I remember some weeks back, I don't know which of the program, whether it's money market or money business or money leadership, I can't recall. I think we had a conversation on how the central bank was actually revolutionizing the whole financial sector in the Nigerian space. Nigeria being the most populous black nation in Africa. So, whatever policies is implemented here finds expression in not just Africa itself, but the entire world. Because there's so many, the diaspora community of the Nigerian climate is so much everywhere around the world. And so these policies create debates and tensions too. And they are very good celebration and excitement. But in this case, the policy was that, okay, they are going to a cashless economy, blah, blah, blah. So before I continue, let me just tell you about the CBN. So the Central Bank of Nigeria is the Central Bank and Apex Monetary Authority of Nigeria, established by the CBN Act of 1958 and commenced operations on July 1st, 1959. So the picture attached is the picture of the chairman of the institution, Godwin Emefiele. So he's been the chairman since 2014. Hope I'm right. Yeah, that should be the case. Yeah, 2014 until now, he's still the chairman. So there was the policy change of renewing the naira note, naira being the official currency of the Nigeria government, and the rest that's what the residents use over here, so including those that are citizens too, right? So we all use the same currency, and it's called naira, and the lower denomination is called kobo. So, but emphasis on the naira, the whole naira, there were so many naira notes because of the fact that due to corrupt practices and other financial, you know, should I say, financial, looking for a particular way to describe this, you know, um, irresponsibility. Yeah, due to some financial irresponsibility. Some people were stacking money at home. Like they go to the bank, pack out money and stack at home. So to keep money flowing in the economy, the CBN have to keep printing and printing. That's not cost effective. It's quite too expensive for a nation like Nigeria, right? So the one of the finance strategy they implemented was that okay, we are going to start creating new notes. Everybody return your old notes or it expires so and so. That kind of stuff. And people started rushing and bringing back their money back to the bank. That was very fine, honestly fine. Until CBN refused to give out these new notes in abundance. So people still go to the bank now, they deposit their old notes, and when they have to withdraw from the automatic teller machines, they still get old notes. Come on, this doesn't make any sense at all. That's why I described it as the poor leadership performance for the week. I hope they really pick it up and turn this around. They're quite dynamic, and let's see how that works out. So they have actually failed on their promise of you bringing the old note and getting the new note. So the circulation continues, and of course there are some restrictions to balance and ensure that money are not being stacked at home anymore. But at least let's have this flow of the new naira notes in the system, because there's a deadline now, the 30th of this very month, January. All old notes become invalid. So what do people are supposed to be using the new note already while others are returned now, because you cannot be taking the old notes to the bank and getting old notes again. That doesn't make any sense. In fact, it creates room for panic, right? Now people are not, it's not forcing everyone to take just little cash and keep the rest of their money on their bank, which I don't know. It's quite crazy. That aside, so there was a circular going around, the CBN sending messages to people, reminding them to return their own notes. And I actually consider that very whack, because the CBN is an umbrella body that covers, in fact, that gives support and accreditation to every other private financial institutions, right? And every people have accounts with these different financial institutions. Why why is the CBN not carrying out the activity of these lower banks? These lower banks should be the one informing, uh, their customers of the need to return old notes. You remember we talked about how old notes are returned and they're still, when you have to withdraw new cash, you still get old notes. That aside. Now this is very, very dumb too. The fact that CBN is not carrying out the work of lower financial institutions. I hope I stand to be corrected anyway. But in the long run, let's see how things turns out. But at the moment, this is actually dumb, and that's why I consider them as the poor performing brand for the week. So what's the likelihood of this organization remaining there or bouncing back? For Nassr, I'm very certain they're going to be growing from power to power, because they are not attractive as an organization, unlike before. People may actually see it as a dead league where nobody wants to go. But now they got the best player in the world. Should I say the best? Still debatable. I'm a big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, and come on, that is very attractive. Getting the best on your side, it makes it easier for people to join you. Can recall back then while we used to play street football. The moment you choose the best player, everybody wants to be part of your team, and those that go to the other side of the table actually go there reluctantly. So that's what's going on, and Anasa is going to keep doing this for a long time. And aside that, and should I say in extension, the Arabian League is not attractive. If you don't end up in Anasa, at least you have the chance to ending up with one of their footballing club and an opportunity to play against the best. So that attraction is going to remain for a long time. Wishing them the best. And for CBN, yeah, like I said, they're very dynamic. They have the resources and structures to turn this around. Let's see what happens after the 30th of this month, and maybe from there can draw final conclusions. But for now, let's leave them as the bad leadership performance for the week. Okay, said so much already, and so that's basically it for tonight. Let me just go ahead and go to the commercials, go to the markets, right? So this DSA GSC brand, we do so much, but I'm just going to be talking more on soft services. Okay, Most of you have been acquainted with it before then. So this basically different products from the SC Global Leadership and Leadership brand to the SC University. We have an entrepreneurs community. Community is dedicated to just entrepreneurs and business owners. We call it EBA, as Entrepreneurs and Business Owners Assembly. Can be part of this. Just send a DM and you'll be added up. So what we do there is a full-blown business support group. We support, refer, and recommend opportunities. And every Thursday we organize what we call the growth workshop. So it's an opportunity for any of the entrepreneurs to give a TED talk on tools and resources that every other member of the community can use to enhance and grow their business, right? So also giving the opportunity to talk about their brands and what they sell. So it's more for an education and a marketing platform. Just be part of the EBA, and there's many benefits attached to that. Of course, we send out growth stories 3 times a week. Mondays, growth stories on investments, and Wednesday, growth stories on leadership. We just did already. If you are not on our mailing list, go to our Facebook page and sign up. The link is there. And on Friday, we'll share growth stories on on our business structure and marketing. So money business happens on Fridays, money market on Mondays, and money leadership on Wednesdays. Just key in, be part of this. And Shalaye is still there. It happens every Tuesday. We are not as consistent for now. Still building. It's basically concerned. The major reason for that is to discuss our contemporary issues. Things that are known that really affect us as a person and as a nation. We'll develop that and make it very active. But for now, it's not as active as the others. Okay, so here's our soft services. We provide legal registration for different businesses, companies, even non-profit entities. So we believe that if you have your name secured with the government, you can exist legally, and this is part of structure that we talk about. So it's very important you get this right. So you can send a DM. Then we also provide blueprints for businesses and organizations, because it gives you an idea of what you are doing, what you are doing, and how long you're going to be doing it. So it's called a business plan proposal. We also do pitch decks too. So you can send a DM, and we provide general consultancy services like training, showroom management, and recruitment and even book and record keeping. So everything that goes around building business from scratch to finish, very much involved in providing consultancy and business support services for that. And we support travels. Travel and expands your mind, and in fact, I think it plays a very big part in making your IQ better. So we support travels for tourism, business, residency, and work. So you can reach out for any of our packages, and it'll be quite served excellently. And for you to even travel, you need a very special document if you are in Nigeria, right? I think other parts of the world too. But basically, we provide these services for Nigerians, and it's the international passport document. So we provide our services. That you are doing a new one or you want to do renewal, just reach out. So that will be solved. So we added a new soft service to our work, pitch deck, and newspaper publications. So just send a DM or call the number on your screen and be served the call. So basically, that's our soft services. It supports what we do at the consultancy brand. And I think that's basically it for tonight. Thank you so much for staying with us. Big shout out to you. Big shout out. I hope you put these lessons to use. Have questions, send a DM and it to be addressed immediately. Wow, what a night. Big shout out again to every member of the SCGSA brand. You guys rock. You guys rock. Thank you very much for staying with us, believing in us, and doing this with us. From the design team to the communications to the admin, you guys are just powerful. Let's make this happen. More and more for everybody who are listening and every person that comes across us, so they can get value in life, business, and of course their family. So before I run out, should I say before I go out rather, I would like us to understand that the Leading Economics program is actually just one out of the 3 attached courses that we offer at the SC University. So if you want to have the 3 all at once, they are going to happen within 6 weeks. The Leading Economics program, that is an extension for money leadership. Then the printing the money for business, an extension for money business, and follow the market, an extension for money market. these three courses are going to happen within 6 weeks. So whichever one you pay for or you register for is what you'll be having access to for that 6 weeks. But if you pay for the three, you have access to the three, or you can pay for two too. So just in the DM, more information will be passed across. But I'm very certain from February, more information will be passed out on social media platforms and Telegram channels. But if you can't wait, you can send a DM and you'll be addressed as SEP. So thank you very much for sticking around. Until we see again next week, Wednesday. Oh, sorry. So here's me saying ciao. Bye for now.